This lesson's on 2.3 reflection. We're going to work on taking a figure and reflecting it over the x-axis or the y-axis. When you reflect a figure over the x-axis, and let's look at that. So that would be this part right here. If it's the x-axis, imagine that being a folding line. This is our original, and we fold it over the x-axis. The new image would be over here on the x-axis. And notice also they have A prime, B prime, and C prime as well. And then for reflection on the y-axis, so this is the y-axis right here. And if we reflect it over there, taking still the original picture and refold it on that y-axis, then we're going to get the reflected picture over here. Also, if you look at the equation or the format right here, if we reflect the original over the x-axis, notice that the x's are the same as far as the distances go, but just the y part of it will be the difference. And then if we reflect it on the y-axis, then the x's will change, but the y positions are the same. We will multiply -1 on the y when we're reflecting on the x-axis, and we will multiply by -1 on the x when we reflect it on the y-axis. Example 1, the vertices of the triangle are given below, where A is -1, 1, B is -1, 3, and C is 6, 3. So the figure is drawn, and we're going to reflect this over the x-axis. So the x-axis is over here. If you can imagine our green image being folded over onto the x part right there, that's the part we're going to recreate. We're going to take our coordinates of A, and remember, are we multiplying the x or the y if we're reflecting it over the x-axis? We are multiplying it to the y, because the y part changes, not the x-axis. So I'm going to rewrite this as -1, and then we're going to put a negative to reflect it over the x-axis right there. So we'll go ahead and simplify that afterwards. So then let's go ahead and do our B, same thing, -1, 3. And if we reflect that, we're going to get -1, negative, and 3. And then for the C, we're going to go ahead and put 6, 3. If we reflect that, that's going to become 6, -3. So let's rewrite that as A prime will now become -1, -1. B prime will become -1, -3. And C prime will become 6, -3. We plot the 3 points. Okay, so this will become then A prime, B prime, and C prime. Example 2, the vertices of the triangle are given, where P is -2, 5, Q is -1, -1, R is -4, 2, and S is -4, 4. And this time we're going to reflect this over the y-axis. Let's reflect that over the y-axis, which is this right here. You can imagine our figure reflecting it over the y-axis right there. Are we multiplying our -1 on the x value or on the y value? We're going to multiply on the x value because the y's should be the same heights, except the x's will be the difference right there. Taking the coordinates then, I have is P and -2, 5. When we multiply that, we're going to get negative on the x value now. And we have is -2, 5. Then we're going to take our Q, and we have -1, -1. So if we reflect that, that's going to become -1, -1, and we have our R value, which is -4, 2, and if we reflect that, that's going to become -4, comma 2. And the last one, the S, if we have negative 4, comma 4, reflecting that, should give us then negative 4, comma 4. And so let's get simplified. So we have then P prime, which then becomes positive 2, comma 5. We have Q prime, which then becomes positive 1, comma negative 1. R prime, positive 4, comma 2. S prime, positive 4, comma 4. Go ahead and plot those points. And we have then labeled our P prime, S prime, R prime, and Q prime. In example 3, tell whether the blue figure is a reflection of the red figure. So again, look at the blue figure. If I fold it on that line, that is, has the arrow right here, will the blue figure be a reflection on the red figure? Yes, it will. Example 4, tell whether the blue figure is a reflection of the red figure. No, it won't. So if you look at the red figure, if we fold it over on that purple line, then it should look like the second picture on the below for the correct reflection.